Hello, my love. Welcome back and welcome to my home in Pound Ridge. So we have been at our country house all week. It's been a DIY staycation. So if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen my daily post of the DIY staycation. I am exhausted. We've done a lot. If you're adventurous with DIY, which I am not the best DIY person, just letting you know, I don't have the best history, but I was really impressed with myself. So let's get into my list of 10 things that I love. Yeah, I think I love them. I feel that's a strong word, but it's true. I love these things. I think they're a lifelong love that I want to share with you. So let's get into it.
So for around $200, we were able to prime our ugly fake stone linoleum floors that were here when we purchased this house last year. We primed it and then we painted it with Benjamin Moore floor and patio paint in the color Stone House. We also did this in our primary bathroom. We painted the tiles white as well, but you can see this color, it just turned out so well. And we changed out the sink. We did a lot in this primary bathroom. We changed the light fixture. But what I really want you to notice is just like how good these floors turned out. This is painted tile. This was baby blue and pink mosaic, and it still maintains the texture. It turned out really good. So here's the process. So yes, this is me with very messy hair, and I'm sanding that ugly fake stone linoleum. So it's really important that you do sand this linoleum because you want the Sticks primer to actually stick to the linoleum. I followed this up with 3 coats of the Sticks primer for this kitchen floor because I knew we would be walking on it a lot. And then after that, I put on 2 coats of the Benjamin Moore floor and patio paint.
All right, so allow me to introduce the mismatched framed, like vintage frame gallery wall. The idea here is to bring it from ceiling to the floor. So you can see this is something I have to work on this weekend. What I like to do is I like to kind of go with themes because I want this stuff to be reflective of our interests, like of things that Jerry and I like. I don't want, let me fix this. What I don't want is for this wall to just be a hodgepodge of things that are not related to us or related to like what we like, our history, stuff like that. A little dried flower here because just that nature element. And then here's the other bird. This piece, I got this because it's an old, messed up, warped, I guess it's printed on wood or something like that, but Andrew Wyeth, this painting, the original painting, is called Christina's World, and so I had to get that. But this is something that I really love that I wanted to share with you. That is a work in progress, but it's about curation. It's about kind of finding carried themes, like things that you can kind of repeat, so this starts to tell a story of you, not just random pieces. Also, I found a mirror. So this mirror, it's gonna have to be rearranged, but this mirror is going to come in somewhere at eye level. So when I got this table, it was like $50, and I thought I could remove the paint on the table because it was like heavily painted, but I couldn't do it. And it just turned out to be really messy. So I just opted to cover the table with the black chalk paint. On the can of the chalk paint, it said like a slate-like finish, and we have a piece of slate on the hearth for our fireplace. So I was like, oh, this could be great. And it actually turned out really well. It was like $15 at Home Depot. That brings me to the easy off method. So if you saw my like throwback video last weekend, you saw that I used easy off to strip down a little wood stool that I bought at Home Goods. And I used easy off to like clean off the really cherry finish on that and stripped it down, and it gave it a more rustic feeling, a more rustic look. So I have since used this for some picture frames that I've purchased at the thrift store that I didn't like the finish. I used it on the box right behind me. So It's a really easy method. It can be kind of toxic though, so you want to be careful with that and use proper like gloves and face mask and stuff like that. There is a no fume version that is, I would recommend. This stuff works really well and I highly recommend it. Just practice safety first and you'll come up with some really great results that will give you kind of a little more of a rustic vibe. I love to bring the outside in. So whether that's bringing in some plants in, plant clippings. I also love bringing some garden-like things into the interior spaces. I like that look. I love the movie The Secret Garden, like from the 90s. And I think that movie just really made an impression on me. Something about nature is just so beautiful and magical and a little mysterious. And so bringing that into your home brings in that sort of, I don't know, connects you to nature, connects you to yourself. It elevates your mood. It makes you feel a little bit better. And I'm all for bringing in things that just improve my mood. I have mentioned these before, but I just have to give a shout out to my bathroom dresser. We went to an antique store and found this one as well as the antique mirror. And I just think it really pulls everything together in our bathroom. It also provides some storage and it just creates so much charm and adds some warmth to this, what would be kind of a stark bathroom. So I love my bathroom dresser. I also love really big baskets, and we were at Home Goods basket shopping and Jerry made a comment like, you just love baskets, and it's really true. I love baskets. I like the texture of baskets. I like the fact that you can use baskets for your laundry. You can use baskets as a hamper. You can use baskets to decorate. I like to put food in baskets, like in the pantry. Like, I just love big baskets, and I love, the small baskets are great, but there's something like very statement, like very powerful about a big oversized basket. I'm also a big fan of adding a clean black line to things. So with our home being kind of rustic, we have a lot of older vintage pieces. We've got antique pieces. We've got vintage and antique art on the walls. So with that, I wanted to inject a little bit of modern feeling, like a little bit of a modern sentimentality or modern details into the mix. So it's not overly rustic. The black line could be like something like this lamp here. So this is a Zara home purchase. It's just a great reading lamp, but also I do that in the way of either artwork that has lines like drawings. And I do that also with something very simple, very basic, like a curtain rod. I like to add an element of unexpected. So in our powder room, we've gone for a little bit of Jerry calls it like a Ralph Lauren vibe, a little bit like kind of antique-ish sort of feeling. But I didn't want it to be just like antique pieces. I knew that we needed to inject some contemporary things, some like more contemporary pieces. I'm not into trends really so much, but there are certain things that I do really like. And I really like these striped towels that I introduced in this space because I feel like this has really transform that space from feeling like maybe too antique, too vintage, to something that feels a little more fresh. It makes it feel a little more now. So it's like a blending of old and new. And that's what I'm doing in this space. And I think that's how you get that vintage sort of antique look, but then it feels fresh and it feels contemporary. This is a great way to inject something contemporary in your space, especially if you don't want to fully refresh or fully update your space. You can always inject a little bit of pattern with those pieces, pillows, throw blankets, towels, perhaps your shower curtain, because that was another idea I considered. I considered a striped shower curtain, but instead I opted for those towels because I really fell in love with them. Now this one, I just love these. I love kind of beat up silver trays. Like, I would not have the highly polished trays in my home. I'm just not that kind of person. I like things that definitely have a patina, perhaps maybe like they were stacked somewhere in someone's garage or in my art studio for years and they were forgotten. And then you like pull it out and you're like, I love this, after it's been stained and patinas and the silver has tarnished. So these beat up old trays I love, whether it's silver, nickel, brass. I just love something with a good patina on it. Something that was very precious at one time that has aged and has turned into something even more beautiful. It's like a beautiful symbol of something that over time, you know, someone may have discarded it, but in actuality, it's something that's really beautiful and special. And lastly, this isn't on the list, but I would say none of this list or anything that I've done in this house would be possible if I didn't have a strong, clear understanding of my design style, like what resonates with me. That's a plug for next week's video, all about discovering. Actually, it's not really discovering. It's more like defining your personal style. And this is great for people who are, you know, eclectic. They like a lot of different things.
If you missed last week's video, Decorate Like a Pro, be sure to catch up on that one before next week, because this is the starting place and it's really going to support us on the next video when we start to define your style. It's an elaboration on this video, so definitely be sure to catch that.
I think it's so important that you understand a bigger picture of what you're moving towards when it comes to decorating your home. And then you kind of gain a feeling from that. And then you know that's the direction you're moving. You have a big picture vision. So definitely watch that video. If you didn't watch that already, it's gonna prep you and set you up nicely for next week's video, where we elaborate on defining your personal style. And on that note, I want to say, sending you so much love from New York. We're still in New York, but from Pound Ridge. Mwah.